We've just had a
Oh my
lady
God.
and police out the front of our house. That was pretty rough.
I was looking on the security camera and she just runs past my car and the police chase her because that's why I ran out. I just
Tell
saw
them
that.
what
I was
happened
like,
to the police van.
oh, and then she got jammed in the police van. She can't get out because she kicked the door off or kicked the handle off, and now they're called fire and rescue. G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mum and Dad Show. We are back after a 9-month hiatus. We have been on hiatus.
We have.
And it's exciting to be back. If you're not familiar with the show, basically it is this.
A show about nothing.
It is a show about shit.
Should we shut the door? Is it too loud?
No, I don't think so. We are talking into microphones, but it's great to be back. And if you didn't know why we went on hiatus after 72 episodes, this is our 73rd episode, is because our son Atticus is quite a crazy man.
He's not a crazy man.
He demands mummy and daddy.
He was contact napping for a long time, which was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So
stunning.
yes. So Isaac and I found it difficult.
Yeah.
It was just too hard. So we wanted to wait and come back and actually enjoy it instead of just pumping out dribble it is dribble.
It's a bit dribbly.
But putting out shit that's not good. So now we're back.
You may notice that this is on the Isaac Butterfield channel. Now, usually this is posted on the little Buttsman channel.
Please be nice to me.
Yeah, be nice to Dickie if you haven't seen it before. But you've been on this channel before. Make sure you head to the little Buttsman channel. The link will be down below. This is where you can catch this podcast each and every week, ladies and gentlemen. We should probably explain what has been happening over the past few months, but I want to start the podcast by a quote.
Here we go.
A quote from you yesterday. And the quote was, and I'll paraphrase because I can't remember the exact quote. No, I will get the quote. Bear with me.
Also, do you like the new setup? The background's pretty cool.
It's we're going to get some more stuff on this wall too.
Yeah, a lot's been going on.
Now, you said to me the other day, you said, this is all since having a baby. You said, I've lost the ability to know what to wear outside of the house. I just look like a big school kid every single day, everywhere I go. Because Claire walks around with this
I mean every fucking word too. Every
day,
fucking word.
This giant baby bag, like a nappy bag, which is great, but it has got so much shit in it. It's dangerous for you. No wonder you whinge and you got a bad back every fucking day.
I walk around like Franklin the Turtle. Insert a clip here, please. That is now my existence.
Jeez.
Riddled with antidepressants and caffeine. I am Franklin
the Turtle.
Turtle.
Shout out to the people watching this or listening to this on Spotify and iTunes. If you
I
don't
thought
know,
you were going to say shout out to the people on antidepressants.
which is everyone
What's
here.
up?
Hello, how are you? Hope you're well.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't look like a school kid. Although we did drive past a school this afternoon and you had something interesting to say. You said that all school kids are looking fatter, which I don't appreciate.
Listen, I know it sounds harsh, but you know when you hear boomers talking about...
I've heard boomers.
Oh, everyone's getting fat, kids are getting fat. We drove past a school today and the kids were looking quite rotund.
Awful kids. Like it's got
and
to be
I love a good-looking kid.
It's got to be a terrible time to be a pedophile with all these fat kids.
100%.
Disgusting.
But you still got to get the job done.
You do. You got to look after.
Chase them down. They're easy to get.
Like John Benet Ramsey. You've been watching the Netflix.
Fuck. I'm
True
balls deep in this at the moment, guys.
You cracked it at me because I fell asleep last night watching it.
You looked so cute though, so I didn't want to disturb you. But the show it's good.
It's all right.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's so that's the case of the young girl who was killed. What was she, 9 years old or 6 years old? And she was a beauty pageant like contestant,
queen.
And we went back and
heart.
we sort of went back and forth today on a car drive about whether or not being a beauty pageant contestant as a young woman or as a baby, really. She's 6 years old. That's a little baby. Like, is that appropriate? And I don't think it is. You also don't think it is. But the mother also did it, so maybe it's not quite as bad as everyone thinks.
It's not my cup of tea, but I don't think it makes them murderers. Until you've watched the new Netflix true crime of it, you'll be like, oh my God, the parents did it. Because I was like that too. But I've watched the new one, and now I'm not as sure. I feel like I think it was an outside person. I think it was just an absolute creep. I don't think the parents did it.
Did you did you make my coffee then instant coffee?
I'm really sorry. I was freaking out to get this filmed And
you should have seen it, ladies and gentlemen. Dickie was hitting full tism.
I
mode.
had a full tism.
She was going off. She was walking around on her tippy toes going, oh, Christ, what are we going to do?
I wanted to make us a coffee and the dogs were running around. We were trying to get Addie Boy to sleep. And I was just like, Butterfield, you can, we've been on the road. Your ego's getting too big.
My ego?
Yeah, huge. Bigger than his knob. Anyway,
As
so I
if.
made you an instant coffee, but it was still filled with love.
Thanks, darling.
I think your undies are showing.
Oh, these fucking giant red things.
They're comfy though.
They're all right. I don't know if they can see them on camera, but they're way too long.
You're missing out if you can't.
We a lot's been happening. We have moved, and which is very exciting. We moved to we were living in basically an area where
Suburbia.
the backyard was
With
quite
schizophrenic neighbours. Absolute schizo.
Our old neighbours. Oh my god. Obesity really does things to people.
Oh man, postpartum psychosis hit that household like a ton of bricks. Kamala voters is how I would describe our old neighbours.
Kamala. You know what we missed out on during the election? You weren't able to sit there and do your Kamala impression. You do a great Kamala Harris.
I'll wait till this is nearly done and I'll try.
Like having a beer.
I'm a bit nervous. It's our first one back, so I feel a bit.
It is a bit nerve-wracking. Do you like the handheld microphones? I like them.
I do. It makes me feel like I'm singing or rapping
or hip-hopping.
That's right.
So yeah, we moved house and
Very
now,
good move.
Which was a great move because we had quite a steep backyard, and whenever Addie went out the back, we had to like chase him around and like basically
wasn't kid friendly.
Shadow him, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not really appropriate for a young dude who's trying to learn the ropes of walking and running and all that type of stuff. So now we're on a flat block. And he's running around and he's getting chicken eggs out. We have chickens, not just he's pulling chicken eggs out of his ass. And he's throwing them to the dogs, and the dogs are mate. It's fucking brilliant out here. I reckon we're going to end up with goats, and we're going to get some horses once some of the neighbours cark it, and we buy their properties.
Oh, we've got plans.
We got plans.
Great plans.
The best plans. And we have been on the road too. Yep. We've been doing shows. We did some. We had a great lot of shows up the north of Australia, and then we were down in the hometown of Newcastle last week. And
I think Queensland's your people, though, after all the places we've been.
The big bogans.
You bogans are my absolute freaking favourite.
I noticed something really interesting about the cities. So take, for example, Sydney and Melbourne.
Yeah.
Now, we sold not as many tickets in Sydney or Melbourne as we did in my hometown of Newcastle, and that doesn't make any sense. Like in the city, we're talking about a huge population
of lefties.
But that's the thing, right? Are all the people in the city? Are they all like
they're homeless or rich lefties?
Fucking the worst people.
They're not Buttsman friendly.
I don't like those people.
No, I don't either.
I really don't like those people at all. Can I read you? And you've heard this.
Yep.
I need to read you this letter that no, it's not a letter. It's an email that the Civic Theatre in Newcastle received. Now, this was after my show. This is a complaint, and it is one of the best complaints.
There's been a few
of all time. Yeah. There's been a few, but this is
long.
This was forwarded to me by my manager, Josh. He said, you need to read this. Usually he just lets things like that type of stuff just go. Like
we're used to them.
Doesn't bother me with it. Usually they're quite boring, as Pepper's off hunting a lizard. Larry Lizard, who lives in this studio.
Beautiful girl.
So this is from I don't know their name. I'd like to know their name.
Okay, we'll just call her Karen for context.
Karen for context. My partner and I attended the Isaac Butterfield 8 p.m. show.
You're welcome.
The 8 p.m. show is very different to the other PM shows. On Saturday, the 23rd of November, 2024.
It was a dark day.
Well, apparently for these two, it was a very dark day. We found the show extremely offensive for a number of reasons. Reason number one. I'll have to bleep some of these words.
Here we go.
The frequent use of derogatory terms. Frequent use, may I say. And
was that you just talking to me backstage?
Can I just say, I never said the word.
No, you didn't. Or
no, I said. For those who have autism, she goes on to say, cerebral palsy and schizophrenia amongst degrading and mocking other disabilities was not acceptable. Not acceptable, she says, according to her.
Well,
the term hopefully Connor has bleeped out again. Personally, was personally hurtful for my partner as he is a...
He
No, bleep that. As he has autism and an intellectual disability.
How did he get into the place? The parking
NDIS
was pretty
tickets.
difficult.
The parking, I'm sure they call it public transport.
Nah.
I myself found it offensive on his behalf. Well, good on you, babe. For
Those people are the worst.
being
They're
offended
the
on someone
worst.
else's behalf.
I'm offended for this person.
I'm offended for this person. This dude
Get
sounds
fucked.
like he's got some other issues. His fucking missus
His missus
being
for one.
These terms used as a joke and to mock by Isaac Butterfield were very upsetting and caused my partner a lot of stress. Imagine that, sitting there that whole time just stressed out because I used a word.
Wow.
Fuck. These terms are not acceptable and should not be used by anyone, let alone a cause to mock and belittle.
Oh, I don't know.
So this is someone that's taken the time to write a letter.
Who did they think you were? Did they think they were going to an Abby Chatfield concert or something?
Well, that would be a schizophrenic person screaming on the microphone,
Literally.
allegedly.
Yeah, why would you go to...
Why would you go to me?
Why would you go to a comedian show who you know has dark humour and his fans
He's
like...
a bastard.
Who's a racist homophobe? That's us.
That's me.
How ridiculous. People just cannot understand satire. They can't understand that what's said on a stage is a joke and you're not screaming it into the public. You're not walking by
Oh, I am.
NDIS going,
Yeah, well, no, not anymore.
not anymore. We had to put a stop to that.
Yeah, that was not good for my public image.
It's just wrong. It's just wrong. And what irks me about this whole thing, and I'm not going to go too ranty, is that in this field of yours, and I see it from an outsider who's also sort of in it, one person, guys, is all it takes for shit to kick off. It takes one Karen to message a venue and get 3 of her mates. She hasn't got more than 3. 3 of her friends, the best friends, to message a venue and be like, listen, I didn't feel safe. You use those little hot buzzwords
I didn't feel safe.
and you fucking throw those dogs in, and then the venue shits it and goes, oh shit,
Well,
won't
they-
have him again.
They have like chat groups or email chains and they basically just forward these emails through to venues.
None of them have jobs. None of
No.
them have blokes. They're all just absolute psychos, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
it's wrong. And you know what? These people going on, hello, Pepper, aren't good people in real life. The
No.
people that have a crack and have a joke and call their friend, they're the good fucking people.
Absolutely. And they're the people that are welcome here. And
Abso-fucking-lutely.
We will continue to bleep the word because we don't want to be.
Leave it in.
No, YouTube will be angry.
Oh, okay. Take it
Now,
out.
I just want you to understand, Claire, that you can't rant for too long on that particular part of
Why?
the letter because
It keeps
it goes
going.
on.
Oh.
Reason number 2, mocking those with mental health issues was bad enough. But adding jokes about suicide was not funny.
It's pretty funny.
As a person who has struggled with severe depression for years and has had suicidal thoughts. No, she should
Cut
not
that
have. As I was saying,
Sorry.
as a person who struggled with severe depression for years and had suicidal thoughts, blah, 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 and who has been on medication daily for the past 2 years, join the club, babe.
2 years? That's nothing.
That's nothing.
That's lukewarm.
This sort of mocking had not only made me feel very upset and hurt, but it also started to trigger my mental
That's
health
another key word.
and anxiety. Yeah, the trigger word is important.
I'm triggered.
I'm so
not
triggered,
safe.
man. I'm not safe
I'm
here.
not safe, bro.
Now, what I like about these guys is they were this. So I mentioned the suicide thing nearly at the start of the show, and that's where the spastic and stuff was because I was talking about me being neurodivergent.
That's right.
Now, that's 2 points they've made this far in this letter, but they've stayed for the rest of
whole
the show.
They probably bought your book too because they're a bit on the spectrum. They didn't know what they were doing.
They were panicked.
They were trying to find their way out to
They
get to
were panicked.
KFC, and they've gone, oh, I better buy this
Better
book.
buy the book. So reason number 3 that they were offended. The joking about Aboriginal people was not funny or acceptable in the least. Example, joking about the stolen generation. Get over it. Not the stolen generation. The bit that I'm joking about. Get over that. All right? Yeah, very good.
That's right.
This is very poor and un-Australian. But then to add the LGBTQIA plus community into it,
They weren't at the show.
Isaac, some were. There were some gay dudes.
Yeah, gay dudes are great.
Isaac mocked both by saying trans Aboriginal. You can't tell the difference between the men and the women because they all look the same. That's the joke I got cancelled for in 2023.
Bring it back.
I did. We'll talk about the special in a minute. This sort of commentary goes against the Civic Theatre's pride-friendly appearance. So
The sticker on the window.
yeah, trans people are and trans people are welcome everywhere. That's what I don't understand about that sticker. It's like, what place are they
Who's
not welcome?
not letting you in? They let dogs into cafes now. Not that I'm implying.
Not that you're
that
implying.
they, thems are dogs.
They are not.
I respect dogs. I'm just
And
kidding.
they, thems.
All of them. I respect everybody.
everyone.
So do I,
Except
unless you're
you.
mean.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, isn't
Yes.
it? If
Have
you're
a joke. You can have a yucky joke, but
I
have
had-
it yucky jokes and a good heart. That's what we're about.
Yes. Horrible jokes, lovely people.
That's right.
Like we had a trans person in the crowd. You were up napping Addie, but in the crowd at Adelaide, lovely
Yeah.
person.
Legend.
We were just having a joke back and forth,
Yeah.
and every time I mention anything about trans people, I just look back at them and whatever.
That's so
It all comes from a good place. The fourth point, I think we're at.
God.
The Port Arthur massacre. Which, by the way, can I just say this? I never mentioned the Port Arthur massacre. Not once in the show.
Did Benny, our opener?
Benny
He
didn't either.
No, okay. Interesting.
And so they go the Port Arthur massacre and the Christchurch massacre. Well, I did mention that. As well as the Columbine shooting. I did mention that.
Did you?
Yeah, in the song, the
Oh,
school
yes,
shooter song.
yes. All right.
We're all mocked by Isaac in a song.
That's my favourite bit.
I'm going to read that again just
In
for
a
everyone.
song.
The Port Arthur massacre, the Christchurch massacre, as well as the Columbine school shooting were all mocked by Isaac in a song he did. When is the loss of innocent lives through this means funny? When?
Well, apparently the other night.
Well, everyone laughed, so it must have been all right. Fucking,
Oh my God.
Jesus, some fucking losers getting
I
around.
wish I knew her name.
I'll try and
It's
find out.
funnier if you know what the name is.
Point number 5. Making an offensive joke about Jewish people is one thing. You're allowed to do that now because of Palestine and stuff, so it's all cool. But for Isaac to
that's
say,
wild.
I would buy a German oven just to put the Jews in it, in quotes, didn't say that.
Oh dear.
She said no
She
one
really
laughed.
goes on and on.
I never said that. She said the silence was
Her
followed.
disability was flaring.
No, the silence was followed by Isaac saying, "Lighten up, you." Well, that does sound like something I'd say.
That does.
But no, I don't think I said that. I said other things like that. I'm not saying that I wouldn't say something like that. I just didn't say that.
Really?
This was disgusting and disturbing to even think a joke about the Holocaust would be considered funny. Number 6. Isaac joked about that missing girl, Maddie McCann.
That missing
That
girl.
missing girl.
I think that's ruder than anything you've said.
Isaac joked that the missing girl, Maddie McCann,
pepper.
had been raped and left in the woods. I never said that.
You never said that at all.
Ben has a bit about Maddie McCann.
Shout out to Ben McLennan.
Shout out to Ben
We'll put
McLennan.
his little tag handle here. Do you
Check
want
him out on
pepper?
Instagram. He's a very funny guy. He's been opening for me all year. And I won't read this bit because it gives away the joke.
Fair.
And missing boy William Tyrrell, etc., etc., etc. I won't read the bit because it gives away the joke. She then goes on to say he also mocked about Daniel Morecambe. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I did about
Gee, that's
William
a good
Tyrrell.
foundation they do, though.
What's that?
The William Tyrrell, the Daniel Morecambe Foundation. They wear
So
the
what
red
do-
shirts.
what do they do?
I think it's all about like stranger danger and
Okay.
all that sort of stuff.
Because that was a little dude that got taken off the side
That
of
was
the road.
very messed
And
up.
from memory, the story about him's
Horrific.
Horrific, yeah.
But you didn't do a joke about him anyway. And if you did, it would have been funny.
Well, if I did, I'd admit
But you
to it,
didn't.
but I didn't. These were very disturbing comments and offensive not only due to the involving missing children, but to joke about sexually abusing a child. I didn't, whatever. I think that's the end of the points. She finishes off by saying,
She'd be exhausted after
that's a big
this.
email, especially, did she get her NDIS caseworker to type this out? I hope so. My partner and I were personally offended and deeply hurt and saddened by the show.
dear.
It made the rest of our night after the show very uncomfortable and not enjoyable. Why did you stay for the whole fucking thing?
Why would you not leave?
So,
we
man-
left a movie once. Just go,
We
bye.
did. What was that movie?
I don't know. Oh, I do, but it won't come to me. Don't worry.
Blade Runner?
It was something. It was awful.
It's fucking terrible.
It was the worst.
It was the best. Manager Josh said they were so offended they couldn't leave. If a comedian can't perform without mocking people with disabilities, mental health, and suicidal thoughts, or
Have you met comedians?
a different race or heritage, violent events, or violence against children, are they really that funny?
Yes.
I don't know. Go and watch the special. Is not the point of comedy to make you laugh? Yeah. If it offends on a personal level and leaves you hurt and upset, that it is not comedy.
I hope she doesn't go out too much.
What a fucking... How boring is this
Bless
person?
her heart. I hope you heal.
My partner and I would reconsider seeing another show at the Civic Theatre if they not only accept but promote this type of comedy,
Ba-bow.
like Isaac
The
Butterfield.
Civic's a beautiful place.
Shout
and
out to the Civic. It's a beautiful
Shout
place.
out to the Civic Theatre, and they're good people.
And they said they
yeah.
didn't give a shit. They were like,
No.
fuck them. Well,
Yeah.
they didn't. I'm paraphrasing. They didn't say
I wish
that.
they said
They
that.
said, we take all reports very seriously. But what we'll do next time is put a warning on the ticket link
Yeah.
saying that
No
material...
snowflakes.
No snowflakes. Material may offend. Pepper's over there chasing a lizard. Leave Larry the lizard alone.
Bless her.
He loves the studio.
Yes.
He's a big skink.
Your studio's looking great, by the way.
I would love
Very
to...
nice.
I'll have to take everyone on a bit of a
Yes.
tour.
Yes.
Bit of a tour. Now,
tour.
you mentioned the other day, Dickie, that you believe that there's a conspiracy going on
Cricket.
involving cricket.
100%.
Now,
It's
you
not a
don't-
conspiracy.
You don't love cricket.
I don't love anything.
You don't. You're not a big cricket guy, girl.
No one is.
Well, you think that there's no actual fans of cricket.
No.
Some people like cricket.
No,
It's
they
not
don't.
me. I don't love cricket. I enjoy watching the first couple
I
of
don't
balls.
like cricket.
Oh no.
Oh no. I love it.
Well done. It's a good song.
It is.
But you tell me, what are your thoughts on cricket as I drink from my Donald Trump mug
You're welcome.
that you got me for my birthday?
Very nice. The best. Shout out for Trump being in, by the way. If
Go
you know,
Trump.
you know. If you
Well,
don't,
that's
you're not
another thing
watching
I was
this.
going to bring up because you were freaking out because you keep losing Instagram followers.
Yeah, my following's gone down. But that's okay.
It's been a long time since we put content out, but also you've been spruiking the Trump stuff pretty hard.
I've been not holding back. And if you don't like it,
Fuck off.
fuck off.
Yeah, so you there was a news report on not too long ago about female cricketers,
Don't exist.
and you said to me they don't exist.
Nah. I've been to 4 schools. That's right. And I've never met...
2 primary schools, 2 high schools.
That's right. Anyway, I've never met a female that liked cricket, played cricket, had a girlfriend that played cricket. Nothing about cricket.
Yeah.
Golf, football, soccer, hockey, everything. I've never met a female that has anything to do with cricket. I think it's AI.
Yeah, you kept saying that female cricketers are AI. They're
I think they
artificial
are.
intelligence.
Yes.
I guess my question is, because I can't prove that they exist.
They
I don't
don't
know
exist.
any female cricketers either.
No one does.
And they'll, and because they're all lesbians, they'll never be able to reproduce, and that will
That's
die
not true.
with them.
The lesbian soccer player and her lady are having a
Sam
baby.
Kerr's having a
Who's
baby.
allowed to be racist for some reason and still keep her brand deals.
What did she have a crack? She had a crack at. Oh yeah, she had a crack at white
She
people.
called someone a white dog, and she still gets.
Did she call him a
sponsored-
white dog?
Something like that, and she still gets sponsored by vibrator companies.
Does she?
No.
What
Shout
did
out
she
to
say?
Sam Kerr having a baby. That's beautiful.
It is
news.
beautiful, but what did she say?
See, soccer's a thing, but I don't know. Female cricketers, I've never ever met
Stupid white bastard. She called a police
Stupid white
a police
bastard.
officer, which is just not cool.
one. No, it's not.
Don't use someone's color into to when you talk shit about someone. Just don't
That's
use their
right.
color.
That's right.
Like she
Use
didn't
their
say
pronouns.
it in a use their pronouns, bro. She didn't say it in a jocular fashion.
No.
She went hard. Pepper, leave
right.
that bloody lizard alone.
Oh, bless her heart. But no, the cricket thing, I don't know. I don't even mean it to be funny. I honestly just don't. I just don't think it exists.
No, I understand that. But why? What do you think the end goal is?
With what? Life.
For female. Like, why would they put so much time and energy?
Because we need female sports.
Why?
Because females need to feel empowered.
Why?
I don't know, because we're fucking difficult.
You are. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Claire,
Oh,
but women can't live with them.
can't live without them.
I was just going to say can't live with them. But yeah, what is it with you guys? Because dudes have problems. Dudes are bad
Oh,
people.
you're the worst.
They're the worst.
The worst.
But women are very close to being the worst
We're
as well.
worse.
You're all bad.
Girl power is bullshit.
What-
Women
what-
hate women more than any bloke
Women
will
do
ever
hate women, which is hilarious. But
Yes.
can you answer me this question in Kamala Harris's voice?
I'm nervous. I can't do it on the spot.
You have to. Why do you think we should promote female empowerment in 2024?
You know those coffee lids with the white and you wear your lipstick? Us girls love our coffee lids.
Very good
That's
answer.
all she does.
There
I
was
can't do it on camera. Sorry.
there was a night there where you spoke like Kamala Harris, and
Hours.
your Trump's good too.
Nah, Trump needs work.
Well, for a woman,
Kamala just does my head.
for a woman to do Trump's voice, it's pretty good because you're crossing the
There's a
gen.
mosquito. I don't like mosquitoes. Did you see that?
I did
There's
not
footage
see that.
of him. There
Hating
was a
on
mosquito
mosquito.
at one of his rallies.
What, but give me some Trump while I stand over here and check our boy in the
Well,
his grandma's watching him inside, but
I like to say that. No, I sound a bit like fucking. No, I can't do it.
very presidential.
Probably was.
Where do we go with the mum and dad show? Because we got
Down the toilet.
We
like
got a
it
lot of
belongs.
people. A lot of people reached out, particularly to you, like at least 3 people.
I was actually shocked that people cared. It was actually really nice because I was sort of umming and ahhing whether we should bring it back.
They love the Dickie.
And I thought it was. I was actually quite chuffed. A few people messaged me saying they wanted the show back, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Well,
Okay.
it's a fun show. It's good, and it's a good podcast for us to
It gives us some quality
time
one-on-one
together.
time.
Finally, after all these years.
That's right. Not watching female cricket
Well, I don't
because it
watch it.
doesn't exist.
That's right.
The coffee's all right, isn't
The
it?
coffee's not bad.
That's right.
Robert Timms, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out.
We shot the special last week,
Mhm.
which is very, very
You did very
exciting.
well.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I was fucking nervous.
Of course you were.
I was so nervous because these things cost tens of thousands of dollars and you get one shot at it.
That's right.
And so if you don't know what a comedy special is, it's a recorded show and
Mm-hmm.
you put that up. We'll try and see if Netflix is interested. Last time they said it was too Australian. So I tried to fucking change some things up. We'll see. See what
Isn't
happens.
that racist?
It's a bit racist, isn't it?
It's a bit spicy.
racist. I see some of the specials they put on there. Fucking surely they put the butts.
There was one lady that put one up. And
Allegedly.
It was, allegedly. And it was the worst thing I've ever seen, not just comedy. She was
Really?
talking about self-pleasure
Oh,
for a good 5 minutes. And it was the worst piece of
Mate,
content
I
I've
tell you what,
ever
I
seen.
can't stand is women enjoying themselves.
Well, it doesn't happen very often, but when we do, I don't think it should be filmed.
No,
That was just diabolical.
diabolical. You say,
Diabolical. It was the
Jesus
It was the worst.
mate. So hopefully, but yeah,
Shut.
I was.
I got shut.
I got shut. I'm hopeful that we will get somewhere with it, but if not, we'll put it on YouTube.
Yes.
and then everyone can
The
watch it.
good people will see it.
But yeah. So moving forward
Mm.
with the Mum and Dad show, where do we go from here? Should we bring guests in? Do we keep
No.
it just us?
I don't want to talk to any other people.
Okay, fair enough. We should ask the people in the comment section, what do they want to see?
Well, oh yes. I wonder.
What do you think about this whole minimum age on social media? That's something that we've been talking about quite
I
a bit.
think that it is a classic government move where they're just taking away more things we can do as Australians and trying to sprinkle in some we're doing it for the kids, we're doing it for you bullshit.
So the story is, and the story goes, and if you haven't
It's an
followed
embarrassment, really.
it, basically what it is the Australian government has decided that if you are under the age of 16, you can't use Facebook or Instagram, Snapchat, other social media sites. And a lot of people have been like, okay, this is a good
It sounds
idea.
great in theory.
In theory, it sounds fantastic.
Yes.
Because we're
Just like the
protecting
COVID
kids.
jabs.
Allegedly. But in practice, what people are worried about is you'll have to prove exactly who you are, and then you'll have to provide the social media companies with your identification. Now, they've said they're not going to do this, but the problem is they've pushed this through the Senate.
Funny what they can get done real quick when they want to
Isn't
do it,
it?
isn't it?
Isn't it?
But the domestic violence stuff, it takes time. We can't touch that.
That's crazy,
Takes
isn't it?
time.
They have to get this through.
Albo gets one idea and it happens like that.
Now, I think this is my conspiracy that I'm running with.
Go
is
for it, darling.
The misinformation bill that they failed to get through as law, where the plan was anything that was deemed as misinformation could be taken down by a government body. Which
So if
is
you disagree with the news or with a politician or someone of, I don't know, high power, is that what you're saying? Then it's
Well,
taken down.
if they disagree with what you're saying,
Right.
they can take
So
it
if you
down.
say like, oh, I think that's blue, and they're like, oh, that's a racist thing to say, you can take it down.
yeah.
Okay. They're shouting outside, but
Oh,
the one time we come back to record, We've just had a lady
Oh my God.
and police out the front of our house.
She tried to get into our backyard.
Screaming that her cervix is going to explode and that the cops are trying to kill her.
We've all been
by
there.
the way, shout out to police. You guys do a great job.
You don't
These
get paid
two
enough.
dudes, you deserve endless
Big shout
blowjobs
out.
and money.
From me.
That's right.
But yeah, what about that?
What an adrenaline rush.
I know. And she
And
spat
our
at the
poor
coppers.
boy, can I just say, our
Addie
beautiful boy's
B.
napping, and this crazy bitch just ran off the street almost into our yard.
Yeah. Like,
That
I'm
was a
glad.
lot.
I'm sorry for her. Like, we've seen her being arrested before. She must be like
it
the
that
local.
lady?
Yes, the same one.
Oh.
So obviously
I
she's
feel
not getting the
sorry
help
for
she
her.
needs.
It was really sad, but also my baby's sleeping, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That was pretty rough.
I was looking on the security camera and she just runs past my car and the police chase her because that's why I ran out. I just
Tell
saw
them
that.
what
I was
happened
like,
to the police van.
oh, and then she got jammed in the police van. She can't get out because she kicked the door off or kicked the handle off, and now they're called fire and
She
rescue.
spat at the cop. Oh, I went through a bag. I didn't tell you this.
Your mother.
Saddle up. So I picked up a bag as she dropped it. It was one of those like Tree of Life hippie bags.
Beautiful stuff.
Durries, vape, pills, and gummy worms. Not bad.
Good combo.
So that leads to psychosis apparently, and she was screaming, "I want my daughter back." So obviously that lady has issues, and I hope she gets the help she needs. But stay away
It was
from
very
us.
sad, but stay the fuck away
I
from
was
our
torn
house.
from like tearing up that it was really sad.
It was
and
very
also
sad.
a
I hope
bit
she's
scared.
okay, but she
was treating the cops terribly.
This is the
and
mental
they were
health
beautiful with
issue
her.
in this country.
It is.
Yeah, the coppers were great.
The coppers were really good.
But yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Old Love. Shout out.
And she was doing
Follow
that.
her on Instagram.
She was doing that total like, oh, I'm getting hurt. They're touching me. You're
Yeah.
going to kill me. And I was just like, oh, fuck.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we'll get a more exciting end to a podcast than that.
That was unbelievable.
Unbelievable stuff. They've come in, they tackled her. Well, they didn't tackle her. They were trying to pick her up and get her
They
out.
wouldn't even pick the lassie up. She was
No.
just laying there screaming, me cervix.
The cervix. I'm
I've got
gonna
cervical
faint. I'm gonna
cancer. I'm
faint. I'm
gonna
gonna
spew.
faint.
And she heaved on our rocks.
Bastard. They are beautiful rocks.
Going on about, oh, we've moved and it's idyllic. Next minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, be cervix. Hey, check out the Mum and Dad Show. It's out every single week. It's usually on the Little Buttsman channel. Go and make sure you subscribe. It'll be out next week as well. Be a good motherfucker, piece of middle, dick stinks. And little Dickie.
Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.